So I pray that tonight's meditation is a blessing because it comes from several prayer times during my sabbatical. You can go ahead and light people's candles. Comes out of several prayer times during my sabbatical. And it has to do with imagining the Christmas story from a different perspective. And that is imagining the Christmas story from the perspective of the Trinity. Imagining the Christmas story from the perspective of the Trinity. Imagine that somehow you were there. You were there, observing the Trinity, God the Father, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. You were there observing the Trinity moments, mere moments, before the Incarnation. The Incarnation was when Jesus left heaven and came to earth. What was the mood? Was it sad? Was it somber? Was it joyful? Was it a moment of great anticipation, knowing that it was finally time to establish this new covenant with mankind? Was it loud? Or was it quiet? Was it colorful and bright? Or was it dark? What was the expression on the face of the Father? What was the expression on the face of Jesus? What was the expression and the feeling on the face of the Holy Spirit? As for the first time, since before there was time, they would move from a holy trinity to a holy duo. What was the Father feeling, saying, and expressing to Jesus? What was Jesus feeling and saying and expressing to the Father and to the Holy Spirit? What was the Holy Spirit saying and expressing to the Father and to Jesus? I'd like us to ponder that. It's some really big thoughts. I'd like us to ponder that in the quiet moments that we might have this Christmas time and even in the not so quiet moments. I'd like us to ponder the true sacrifice that not only Jesus made in moving from an infinite being to becoming flesh with all the confines of humanity, but also the sacrifice of the Father and the sacrifice of the Holy Spirit. And as we ponder this sacrifice that's beyond words, may our joy, our thanksgiving, and our gratefulness increase exponentially as we ponder the sacrifice of the Trinity. God the Father, Jesus the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The sacrifice for Jesus to become flesh and to make his dwelling among us. I'd encourage you to look into the flame of your candle. Just for a moment and imagine, ponder the sacrifice of the Trinity in sending Jesus to earth as we celebrate this time of him making his dwelling among us. Let's just ponder that in silence for a few moments.